Cougars in the 2-3 zone. Penetration into the paint. Long rises up to defend. And a good basket off the glass by the Purdy Eagles. 7-5 the score. There's 2:46 left here in the first quarter. Long passes up to Perry, too strong, out of bounds. And
yeah, it was a
turnover.
Good look, good idea. If he would have just hit him with a pass, we would have had either Perry could have drove or he could have shot the top of the key shot there.
Eagles back to the top, looking around the perimeter. Long three-pointer. Perry in the short corner for the rebound. Connor Perry bringing it up the right side, dishes it off to Schumacher. Back to Perry, inside to Long. Long flips it to Marsh in the paint. And Marsh can't find the back of the net. Rebound for the Eagles.
It's a good look.
Three-pointer by number 1, and he got it. Eagles retake the lead 8-7.
With our bigs in there, they're definitely, they made that one kind of drive in and bounced off Max and hit it off the backboard, but otherwise they've just been shooting from the outside almost all their shots.
Perry tries to answer with the three. Long rebound goes to Smathers. Smathers back to Schumacher at the top. Schumacher drives through the paint. Runner's too strong. Long there on the follow, and he puts it in.
Good job by the Cougars to stay active on the offensive rebound and got 2 offensive rebounds and finished it off then.
Ball around the top. Number 1 is on the varsity roster as well. That's Jackson Lee.
Purdy is moving the ball around fairly efficiently, moving it quickly, making the defense work a little bit. But they're still not trying to really get it inside. They're just kind of passing it around the outside.
Travel.
Double dribble.
Double dribble is a call. Turnover back to the Cougars. 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Subs coming in the game for the Cougars. Justin Boney and Grayson Crumrine checking in. Crumrine back up to Smathers, over to Schumacher. Schumacher drives baseline, pulls it back. Across the top over to Crumrine on the left side. Crumrine back to the top, entered to Boney at the elbow.
Oh.
Looking for Schumacher in the short corner, but went to the corner instead of the short corner and out of bounds.
He looked and it was open for the back door, just passed it to the wrong spot he thought he was going to be in.
Number 24, that's Daniel Aldaba, bringing the ball up for the Eagles. 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. Jackson Lee over to Aldaba. Lee back into the corner for number 5, that's Goetz.
3 seconds, they're going to run out of time.
Long three at the buzzer off the top of the backboard. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Cougars leading 9-8. We did get a little bit of a late start tonight on the Burns special hotspot. Hopefully it's given you guys a viewable connection at home, unlike last week.
One of the few times I actually have 5G in the middle of nowhere.
All right, looks like we got a visible connection that's streaming, so that's good. I was going to try to lower this stand a little bit. I'm kind of blocking my own view here. All right, Eagles will inbound to start the second quarter. Schumacher defended on ball. Flip to 24, Aldaba. Crumrine defended in the corner. Aldaba pushes through. Deflected by Boney all the way across to Goetz. Number 11 at the top, that's Mahurin. Aldaba enters into the paint to Mahurin. He rises up. Offensive rebound by 44, Perez. And travel called on the Eagles. Turnover back to the Cougars.
Yeah, he just came down a little unstable and took that extra step to try to gain control.
Cougars break the press. Gibson up to Marsh. Marsh gets grabbed from behind and foul called on the Eagles.
Yeah, it was a good call.
Ball down low. Gibson inbound into Schumacher. Thought about the three. Drives baseline. Finds Boney on the drop. Boney in the paint. Working for position.
Oh.
Went up strong. Drew the foul, but didn't get the ball to fall. He'll go to the line to shoot.
Looked like it went about halfway down. He did a good job keeping his pivot foot.
Boney can't get the first one to fall. Second one upcoming. Off the back rim, Marsh pulls down the offensive board, but drug that back foot, and travel called on the Cougars. Mahurin on the left side, up top to 21. That is Fritz. Over to Goetz. Fritz all the way across to Mahurin for three. Came up short. Schumacher almost got to the rebound. Stolen away by the Eagles. Marsh gets the loose ball into transition to Schumacher. He pulls it up, tries to flip it to Marsh. Stolen away by Aldaba. And he draws the foul on Crumrine. The Eagles will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, he did a good job driving in, drawing in the contact, and then trying to take it up.
First free throw is good. Back to a tie game. 5:34 left here in the second quarter. Makes them both. Back to a lead for the Eagles. Crumrine inbounding for the Cougars. Schumacher across the timeline into the right corner, all the way to the baseline, gets trapped and throws it away. Eagles back in transition. Ball set up back to the top to number 11, Mahurin. Over to Fritz on the left. That's actually probably number 24 is probably Jaden Griffiths. I had his name wrong earlier, I believe. Griffiths with the ball in the left wing, back to the top to number 11, Mahurin. Three-point shot by Fritz, and he got it. 4-point lead now for the Eagles. This press has really given the Cougars a little trouble. Aiden Gibson broke the press up ahead, and it got deflected away. It will stay Cougars ball on the sideline. Ball back into Schumacher. Over to Gibson, tried to enter to the elbow to Boney. Marsh gets the loose ball, fighting for position. Stolen away by number 5, Getz on the outlet pass to Crumrine in the corner. Good defense by Marsh. Kick out to the corner, three-point shot by Getz is long, and rebound pulled down by Crumrine. Schumacher over to Gibson on the left wing. Marsh flashes to the elbow, looking high-low. Outside to Crumrine for three from the wing. Defensive rebound pulled down by the Eagles.
Yeah, Boney had just gotten too far inside on that rebound, and those three-pointers usually bounce out a little farther. Couldn't get to it.
Boney reaches in and gets the steal on the entry pass by Griffiths. Schumacher dribbling it up to the top. Kicks it to the corner for Gibson for three, and he got it.
Nice drive in, make them collapse, kick it to the corner.
Ball over to the left side, into the corner. Griffiths enters on the cut to Mahurin. Mahurin tries to find Jaden Griffiths in the corner, but miscommunication and out of bounds back to the Cougars. Connor Perry checking back in the game for the Cougars as Grayson Crumrine will take a seat. Is Meningus here tonight?
He is. I saw him warming up.
Schumacher trying to break the press, loses his footing, gets it across the timeline to Perry, over to Boney, into the corner for Connor Perry. He wants the three. Backside rebound pulled down by Fritz. In the transition for Griffiths, all the way into the paint. Boney there to defend, too strong off the backboard. Rebound pulled down by Perry. Perry bringing it up the center. Over to Gibson on the left, all the way across to Schumacher. He'll take the quick three. Too strong, rebound on the backside by the Eagles. Griffiths pushing all the way into the paint. And pass off the mark, out of bounds, back to the Cougars.
The bigs are doing a good job getting back and just standing there and letting that kid bounce off of him. And the referees are not calling it a charge, but they're also not calling it a blocking foul when they're just being displaced. So
Perry across the timeline gets it back to Schumacher. Schumacher into the paint. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound by the Eagles. Quickly out ahead to number 1, Lee. Found the cutter, but he took the extra step. Gets called for the travel. That was number 44, Aldo Perez.
Yeah, it was too much traffic there, and he couldn't get the dribble put down before he took that extra step to gather.
Eagles back in the full court press. Crumrine over to Schumacher. Schumacher to Gibson as he crosses the timeline. Gibson has a lane all the way to the basket, loses the handle, and turnover back to the Eagles. That's Grady Mahurin. Up to Griffiths. Three-pointer by Lee, and he got it. Timeout called by the Cougars.
Full timeout.
Take a look at our corner three by Gibson. Just simple play, kick to the corner, Gibson nails it. And then the answer by the Eagles. I believe that's number 1, Jackson Lee. I don't have him actually listed on the JV roster, but number 1 is on the varsity roster, so it's our best guess at this point. Four-point lead for the Eagles. Purdy Eagles have been in a full court press that has done a good job of keeping the Cougars from looking very comfortable.
Yeah, hopefully the varsity will press.
Yeah, we like to talk about how much our varsity likes being pressed. It really puts us into our game. This JV group is a little bit different makeup. than the Varsity. Crumrine over to Gibson at the top, to Perry at the elbow. And Perry gets called for the travel. I didn't see it, but that ref is notorious for phantom travels, so.
Well, it's one of those that he kept his pivot and pivoted again before he put the ball down. But I think it was the same foot. He just double stepped with the same foot.
Mahurin back up top to Lee. Fritz to Griffiths. Into the paint. Drop back to Fritz. Into the corner for Mahurin. Eagles reset all the way over to the other side. Griffiths for three. Offensive rebound by Fritz. And Crumrine gets called for the foul. 2 shots upcoming for the Eagles. Too strong on the first. Number 4, Simon Walker checking in the game for Aldo Perez. Second one's too short. Crumrine's there for the defensive rebound, gets it to Schumacher.
Kind of an acrobatic rebound there. Gibson
to Crumrine, enter down low for Boney. Boney fighting for position, loses the handle. Perry recovers and puts it in.
It's a good job crashing by Connor Perry there on the weak side and picked up the loose ball.
3-pointer by Fritz. Rebound to Schumacher. 30 seconds left in the half. Schumacher being tightly defended, gets it to Crumrine. Tough pass to Perry at the elbow. Perry looking through, gets the dribble down and gets called for the travel. Lee with the ball, over to Fritz.
Back down to 6 seconds again.
Griffiths for three, off the back rim, and doesn't fall. That will do it for the first half. After 2 quarters of play in the JV game, Purdy Eagles leading 16-14. We'll take an audio break here. We have 10 minutes on the halftime clock, and we'll be back for the start of the second half of the JV game. All right, we're back, ready to start the third quarter. Cougars have the arrow. Ball into Smathers. Schumacher cuts through, pass goes to the end line and out of bounds. Turnover to the Eagles. Eagles bringing ahead, number 11, Mahurin, over to Lee. In the corner for Mahurin. Connor Perry defending, gets a hand on the ball. Mahurin picks up his dribble. Looking for an option all the way across court. Able to find Walker. Gets back up top. All the way back across for Walker. Walker looking up. Gets at the top of the key. Over to Lee and up top to Mahurin. Walker picks up his dribble at the top of the key, gets it back to Getz. Back to Mahurin on the right side. Mahurin picks up his dribble, finds Walker on the cut. Switch court for the three-pointer, and Lee hits it. Cougars break the press. Schumacher with the ball. Back over to Perry at the top, over to Smathers. Smathers shot fake, drives in. Floater is good.
Yeah, it was a nice drive baseline. Did the head pump fake and went right around. Nice little floater on the baseline.
Walker at the elbow. Back to Mahurin at the top, loses it out of bounds, and turnover back to the Cougars. Aiden Gibson checking back in the game as Smathers subs out. 5:23 left here in the third quarter. Perry gets it into Schumacher. Schumacher being tightly defended. Over to Perry on the left side. Long finds Perry on the backdoor cut, and ball rims in and out. Marsh gets a hand on it to save it. He's able to keep it in, but ball back to the Eagles.
Yeah, it was a great backdoor look by Long.
Baseline drive by Walker, steps on the end line, and turnover back to the Cougars.
They got away with a little bit of a push.
Quick sub back in for Smathers. I don't know if Smathers had a contact issue or something that had to give him a quick break. He's back in the game. Schumacher gets it to Smathers. Up ahead to Long on the run. Long pulls up from 15. Loose ball rebound goes to Lee. Getz with a tough take. Backside rebound by Hunter Marsh.
Had a hard time getting through the 6'5", 280 kid.
Schumacher over to Smathers on the wing. Smathers tries to cross over. Ball knocked away by Mahurin. Fight for it on the floor. And jump ball's the call. The Eagles have the arrow.
I don't know if anybody was actually battling for the ball besides Smathers there.
Yes, it seemed like you saw a lot of Smathers' hands moving.
Yeah.
Lee picks up his dribble, being tightly defended by Smathers. Pass into the backcourt, and that's an over and back on the Eagles.
It's a good job by Smathers. Apply the pressure after he'd picked up his dribble clear out there and forced him to throw that hard pass and went through the hands and got the backcourt.
Perry into Long. Over to Smathers for three. Off the front rim, Long gets the offensive rebound at the elbow. Spin move, tough shot, and can't get the roll, but will go to the line to shoot two.
I did notice in Kansas last night watching basketball that there was several spin moves and no travels called.
Long gets the roll on the first 2-point game. Actually watched a instructional video from that Misha sends out on ref training this week, and they actually showed the pivot move and claimed that the pickup was the second foot and said it wasn't a travel. He stopped the frame, said this is where he picked it up.
Yeah.
And it was clearly the second foot down. And so then he was allowed to
go ahead and spin.
and said, "Good job not calling a travel." He actually, it was a spin and then a step through.
Gotcha.
Mahurin on the right side into the corner. Perry gets his hand in there and deflects it off of Prez's leg, and ref was asleep and gave it to the Eagles.
Yeah, that was pretty clearly off of the own leg there, but maybe he decided to do that instead of call the slap on the hand.
Mahurin up top. Over to 32. Don't have him on the roster. Ball deflected away. Schumacher's there to recover the loose ball.
We're doing a good job here second half of creating some chaos for them by pressuring. If they pick the ball up, we've been pressuring them and making them try to find somebody open.
Smathers for 3. Falls short as Fritz is there to pull it down. Still a 2-point lead for the Eagles. Schumacher deflects the pass. And out of bounds will stay Eagles ball. Schumacher deflects it again. And again out of bounds. Smathers getting a breather as Grayson Crumrine checks back in the game for the Cougars. Ball across the top. Lee takes the dribble. Hunter Marsh reaches in and makes the steal. Marsh out ahead, coast to coast, and draws the blocking foul.
Yeah.
And he'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. Let's take a look at that on replay.
Looked like he got there just a little late. He jumped in front of him at the last second, looked like to me.
Good finish by Marsh. Chance to take the lead.
I believe the rule is once he goes to pick up his dribble and then you jump in front of him, you've got to give him that step. But it always depends on the referee.
Foul called on the aggressive play by Connor Perry. Back to the live action here. Was that a foul?
It was a foul.
The old open hand foul call?
Well, it was closed for a second, and then he was holding up 2 fingers already.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, 2 fouls apiece here. Eagles back at the line to retake the lead.
That was a shame because I don't think that kid had a prayer going against Max, and I think Connor Perry caught him from behind then, and he's the one that got called for the foul.
Lee gets the second to go, tied at 20.
Looks like Justin Boney's going to check in for Max Long.
2:44 is the official time on the clock. I didn't get it stopped on that last whistle, so we'll let it stay at 2:21 while the clock runs. Inbound stolen. Boney's able to get back to it. Gets it to Schumacher.
Yeah, Crumride tried to force it into Schumacher instead of going ahead and letting Boney take it and then give it to Schumacher.
Crosses the timeline, gets it back to Crumrine. Over to Schumacher to Perry on the wing. Perry has baseline. Being defended by Mahurin. Schumacher thinks about the 3, drives into the elbow, gets it over to Crumrine, and travel called on Schumacher. Turnover to the Eagles. Ball at the elbow, turnaround jumper, and the Eagles retake the lead, 22-20. Smathers over to Schumacher to break the press, back to Perry. Across the timeline to the top to Boney. Boney at the elbow finds Marsh down low. Marsh steps through and puts it in to tie the game back at 22.
Nice job that time. They actually attacked the press on the press breaker and finished with a score then.
Baseline drive by 32. Marsh comes over to pick him up and gets called for the blocking foul.
Yeah, he got there just a little too late.
Inbound underneath for the Eagles.
Good job.
Smathers steals on the inbound. Takes a look up ahead. hesitation, steps through. What a play by Brant Smathers. How did that go in?
I don't know.
That was like a cloud step. He took a step into the air. Let's take a look at that on replay.
Yeah, I almost was afraid that foot came back down before he released the ball, but
I don't know how he got that shot off, but 24-22 now the lead for the Cougars. That was the fourth foul of the quarter on the Cougars called on Connor Perry. Perry now has 3. Perry did sub out of the game there as Crumrine's back in. Ball loose. Schumacher's there to get it, and jump ball's the call. Arrow to the Cougars. Into Smathers at the top. Double screen comes. Smathers kicks it to Schumacher. Thought about the 3, resets. Over to Crumrine at the top. Back to Schumacher on the right side. Entered into Boney. Boney's able to receive it. Schumacher for 3. And he got it.
Good kick out by Boney. He looked down low first. They had collapsed and left Schumacher alone on the opposite wing and kicked it out and drills it.
Ball deflected away by Schumacher, back to Lee. Up top to Mahurin, deflected again. Back to Lee on the right side. And timeout by the Eagles. Largest lead of the night for the Cougars, 27-22 now the score, as the Eagles need a timeout.
.35 seconds to go here in the third period.
Let's take a look one more time at that basket by Smathers. Even if that left foot does touch, that was clean because that was his
second step.
Second step, yeah. All right, after the timeout, Eagles have the ball to inbound underneath. Or actually on the sideline, okay. Over here on the near side. Eagles inbound into the back court to Lee. Entered in, Marsh just too aggressive. Pushes through and commits the 5th foul of the quarter.
Yeah. Can't go through him to get that pass. He's got to learn just to play straight up defense. You're intimidating enough as big as you are. You don't need to try to go through him.
Two-shot bonus. Samuel Fritz, the senior, makes the first. Second one short. Crumrine there for the rebound. Out to Schumacher on the left side. Over to Crumrine as he dribbles across the frame. Back to Smathers at the left side. Found Boney at the elbow. Entered into Marsh. And Marsh had his foot set. It'd be nice if he could jump to that ball to receive it.
Yeah.
Knocked out of play. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Cougars have possession. 27-23 the score. Crumrine looking to inbound, finds Marsh. Marsh gets the dribble down, backside, reverse layup is good. And at the buzzer, Lee launches a 3-point shot attempt off the top of the backboard. The Cougars will go into into the end of the third quarter with their
biggest lead.
Yeah, largest lead of the game, right?
Yep.
All right, the arrow is with the Eagles. They'll get the ball to start the fourth quarter. Nixon Meningas hasn't made an appearance yet tonight. He has been battling an illness over Christmas break. So they may be just giving him some time to get back to full health. Starting the fourth quarter for the Cougars is Schumacher, Smathers, Crumrine, Max Long, and Justin Boney. Nice finish to that third quarter by Hunter Marsh on this entry play as he finds the backside rebound, or backside layup. All right, back to live action here in the fourth quarter. Lee for three. It's short. Smathers on the backside, pulls down the rebound, throws it off at 32. Smart play by Smathers to maintain possession.
Yeah, he was still leaning out of bounds, so it was a good job of only option he could do.
Eagles get a steal on the press. Schumacher reaches in and deflects it, and it will stay Eagles ball, but took away the chance for the easy bucket.
Crumrine's got to be careful with his passes. He's had a few careless ones on that press.
Offensive foul called for an illegal screen.
Gotcha. Thought I saw a closed fist, but I wasn't for sure what he did.
Smathers breaking the press down the right side. Tries to step through. Long on the backside rebound and puts it back nicely.
Yeah, he did a good job of not trying to rush that rebound. Just came down, gathered, knew he had a height advantage, took it up nice and strong, and finished it.
Ball entered in, stolen by Schumacher. He's getting double teamed and draws the foul.
It's a good job by Max Long just deflecting that ball back out to give a chance for Schumacher to go grab it.
Crumrine across to Smathers. 8-point lead now for the Cougars. Ball deflected by number 5, Easton Goetz.
Just has got to be careful with that screen. He kind of was moving, trying to make sure he got in front of him, and luckily it wasn't called for an illegal screen.
Crumrine looking to inbound. Long seals and draws the foul as he puts it in. 10-point lead now for the Cougars as Max Long will go to the line to complete the three-point play.
Now this is Max's third quarter for JV, which usually he only plays 2. So giving him some extra minutes here in JV time.
And he makes the free throw to complete the play. Now 11-point lead for the Cougars. Ball back to the top over to Lee on the right wing. Enter to Goetz, down low to Perez. Long and Marsh come on the double. Players on the floor to get the ball. And timeout called by the Eagles.
That was a good hustle by both teams there. A lot of kids diving and trying to get after the ball there. We're earlier in the game, but luckily if we saw one kid on the floor.
The Eagles do have 3 fouls already in the quarter. 5:50 left to play in the fourth. Cougars have figured out how to score after a pretty slow start. Those under the basket inbound plays have opened them up a little bit. They've done a nice job on those sets. All right, back to the action. Eagles looking to inbound on the sideline. Errant pass goes all the way through.
I don't think anybody touched it, so it'll be back over where they threw it inbounds. Smathers has got to join the rest of the gang over here.
All right, Perry's going to take the inbound.
It's like maybe they've switched to man now.
Perry puts down the dribble. Long comes on the ball screen, didn't see the dribble down. And look, confusion there. Ball gets knocked out of play by the Eagles. It will stay Cougars ball.
See if they recognize they're in man here and go to their man offense.
Perry inbounding, gets to Schumacher to start the play. Closely defended by Lee. Over to Perry into the corner. Long comes to set the screen. Tough pass up to Smathers. Smathers rises up to receive it, gets it back to Schumacher at the top. Over to Perry on the left side. Schumacher cuts through. Marsh posted up down low, ball deflected. Long's there, enters it back into Marsh, and Marsh just got happy feet.
Yeah.
It's like he
forgot to he thought he was going to dribble, and then he didn't dribble, and he just took his steps.
Yeah, he did the motion of a dribble, just didn't get the dribble down. I think he was getting happy feet because he'd been in that paint for a few more seconds than what's allowed. Number 32 picks up his dribble. Schumacher tightly defending. Ball over to number 21, Fritz. Into the corner, tough pass received by 32. Perry clips him with the blocking foul. And that will be Perry's 4th foul, I believe.
Yeah.
First foul of the quarter on the Cougars.
First action by number 15 for Purdy.
That's senior Jackson Hilburn, I should say. No relation to Brad Burns.
No.
Stolen by Smathers on the errant pass. Smathers with his left all the way to the basket. Deflected, pulled down by 32. Long's there, gets a hand on it, and Long pulls down the rebound. Up ahead to Marsh. Big to big. Marsh with the spin, and too strong. Marsh running the floor tonight for the Cougars. Number 3 step through, gets it over to the left side for number 20. That's Braxton Olson. Marsh pulls down the rebound, and Smathers slows it up. Across the half-court line, 4 minutes to play here in the 4th. Double screen, Smathers into the paint. Runner off the backboard. Rebound pulled down by the Eagles.
He did the look away.
Loose ball stolen by Smathers. Has Schumacher up ahead. Schumacher off contact, too strong. Rebound pulled down by number 3, Levi Fritz.
Yeah, he did a good job drawing the contact, but didn't get the call. I thought he was still going to make the finish, but just too strong.
Baseline drive, reverse layup, off the glass is good. Back to a single-digit lead for the Cougars, 34-25. Into the corner for Smathers. 3-point shot, and Perry gets called for the backside push.
He'll be done for the night with his 5th foul then.
Perry used them all.
Yeah. Aiden also checked in for Smathers.
32 up ahead. Good drive to the basket with his left. That's number 10, Charles Barnes, a freshman. Long to Gibson, stolen away by 32. All the way to the basket. Rebound pulled down by Charles Burns, and another basket for the Eagles. Lead is now 5.
Yeah, it was at 11, and now they've made 3 straight buckets with quick shots or just bad passes on our side. Let them back in it.
It felt like we were starting to run away with the game, and they made some subs, which I had the appearance that the Eagles were kind of conceding the game. But
yeah,
these subs have really let a spark, and
we've backed way off on our intensity. And like I said, we've thrown the ball away down here or taken some ill-advised shots with 11-point lead.
All right, Cougars have the ball running the end line to start the inbound play. 2:56 on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
See if they come back with the press. No, they'll drop back out of it.
Schumacher walks it up into the front court. Over to Gibson. Gibson with the quick pass to Long. He wasn't ready for it. Stolen again by number 10, Charles Barnes. Rebound pulled down by Olsen. Another shot blocked by the Cougars.
Oh, geez.
Ball thrown away. Stolen by number 15, that's Hilburn. All the way across to Olsen into the corner for 32. Drive through. Kicks it to the other side. Shot taken. And Marsh is there to pull down the loose ball. Ball over to Crumrine on the left side. Long there, finds Marsh in the middle. And Marsh puts it in.
Got back to their bread and butter there. If you're going to score, you want to be close to the basket like that with their lead.
7-point lead now. Entered down low for Hilburn. Almost got it to go. Long clears the rebound over to Schumacher.
Good entry pass. Took it up strong immediately.
Crumrine on the wing, back to Gibson at the top. To Long at the elbow, kicks to Schumacher. Thought about the three, drives into the paint. Back up top to Crumrine, over into the corner for Gibson. He wants the three, too strong. Backside rebound by Max Long. And Long gets fouled going up. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Long can't get the first one to fall. Grant Smathers back in the game for Aiden Gibson. Long gets the roll on the second. 8-point lead now for the Cougars.
They can keep from giving up 3-point plays or...
Wild drive in by 32. Got bumped, but no call. And turnover to the Cougars. Eagles in a half-court defense. Schumacher over to Smathers on the wing. Entered a long, quick, high, low to Marsh, and just off the mark.
Yeah, Marsh was kind of backing away there.
We've had a couple of those passes where it's like we're passing it before we have a chance to get ready.
Yeah, we're passing it where the guy used to be, or where he might have been looking at one point in time.
Drive in by number 3, Levi Fritz. That was your Purdy Jazz Band with the national anthem. Always nice to have a live band performing.
Yeah, they did some Iron Man in the JV game.
Okay, for those of you who are tuned in, if we get a freeze, I think it's Brad Burns' fault. Other than that, we should be good. I know our stream just randomly stopped. We didn't notice it during the JV game with a minute left to play, so sorry about that. The JV boys finished the game with a 10-point victory. We're about ready for the pregame starting lineups. Looks like we have the same starting 5.
That's what it looks like. We don't have the cheat sheet up on the big scoreboard for us tonight, so.
Senior number 1, Jace Walker. Junior number 3, Ben Schumacher. Junior number 4, Jaden Smith. Sophomore number 23, Broderick Burns. And junior number 25, Adam Stanton. Adam Stanton, our leading scorer and rebounder this season. For the Purdy Eagles, number 3 is J.J. Aguilar. Number 10, Tegan Manwaring. Number 13, Damon Mahurin. Number 23, the leading scorer, Carter Keeling. And number 25, the senior, Will Henderson, the big. Well, the stocky one. I guess number 10 is the big.
Yeah. They're going to go with number 23 jumping.
All right, we need a clock. Cougars win the opening tip. Ball entered into Stanton, back to Walker. Tries to find down low for Schumacher, stolen away. Purdy around the horn. Keeling, tough floaters, short. Burns pulls down the rebound. Trap comes on the rebound, and Burns is able to draw the foul as he steps through. That's a good foul to draw for the Cougars on number 23, Carter Keeling.
Yeah, it's good to start early working on him to get some foul trouble going, as he is definitely their leading scorer.
Walker brings it up. Burns on the wing. Over to Schumacher on the left side. Back to Burns. Burns looks over to the wing, back to Schumacher. He'll take the 3. Off the front rim, Stanton there for the rebound. Loose ball falls to Walker. Walker on the floater. Schumacher gets in there. Keeling gets a touch on the ball and pulled down by Aguilar. Walker traps Aguilar. He's able to find number 10. That's Manwaring. Back up to Aguilar.
We did a good job crashing the boards down there. Just couldn't get the follow-up shot to fall for us.
3-point shot. Walker there for the rebound. Cougars pushing. Walker out the left side. Over to Smith. Smith puts down the dribble, gets baseline. Floater is good. And the Cougars have the first points of the game.
Nice job to attack that basket. That's what we're going to have to make sure we do, is not stand around outside. We need to pressure them.
Keeling picks up his dribble and makes a wild pass, gets it over to Aguilar into the corner. Number 13, Mahurin. Keeling through traffic, gets it off the glass, and ties the game at 2. Walker to Stanton from 15. Rattles around and bounces out. Aguilar pulls it down for the Eagles.
Unlucky roll there.
Mahurin for 3. Off the front of the rim. Walker, another rebound. Out to Schumacher on the right side. Schumacher delays, gets to the basket, and gets the roll.
Nice job. He gave him that lane. We could see it from up here that he didn't go and try to cut that off, and Schumacher did a good job taking advantage of that.
Keeling picks up the dribble all the way over to Mahurin. Into the corner for Manwaring as he dribbles back to the top. Into 25, that's Henderson. Henderson back up to Keeling and finds Manwaring down low for the easy 2 points. Smith picks up his dribble, gets it over to Burns. Burns to Walker, quick pass to Smith down low. Manwaring gets called for the foul on this near side official. He saw body contact, it looked like.
It was a good job swinging that really quickly to try to hit that open baseline move. Jaden Smith did a good job going ahead and attacking the basket.
Smith at the line to shoot 2, long on the first.
Going with the up your confidence by taking all the rebounders out.
Misses both. And rebound pulled down by the Eagles. Aguilar in the corner. Burns comes to pressure. Over to Manwaring. Back up top to Aguilar. Over to Mahurin at the top. Keeling on the wing. And Walker gets called for the hand chop as Carter Keeling made the jab.
Yeah, he was looking to drive against the zone there.
Cougars are really trying to force the other players to score other than Keeling. Keeling's the leading scorer and can generate some offense. Aguilar kicks it into 25. Henderson down low to Manwaring. Back to Henderson for three. Off the side of the rim. Another rebound pulled down by Walker. Walker pushing through the middle. Pulls up for three. Off the backboard. Mahurin gets the rebound into transition for the Eagles. Walker steps through and Burns gets a foul on the arm. Mahurin will go to the line to shoot two.
Well, at least he did what I taught him to. Use it. The ball never gives above the rim if you're going to foul him on a layup.
Mahurin misses the first to reward Brad Burns' coaching. Misses them both. Burns pulls down the rebound. Walker out the right side to Schumacher at the wing. Schumacher resets at the top over to Burns. Burns kicks it to Stanton at the elbow. Stanton spins through, finds Smith on the cut.
Called for the travel.
This guy, you just have to expect this guy's going to make 3 or 4 erroneous travel calls a game. Anytime you keep your pivot foot but step twice with the opposite foot, he calls it a travel.
Yeah, he did that in the JV game.
Keeling
it's a shame
over
it
to
erases some points off the.
Thompson down low. Manwaring can't finish. Stanton's able to pull down the rebound and clear. Logan Decker in the game. Schumacher to the elbow, kicks it to Stanton for three. Off the side of the rim, Manwaring there for the rebound. He's able to gather it off the loose ball. Over to Keeling on the left side as Keeling pushes up ahead. Decker comes up to defend as Schumacher comes on the trap. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Decker's leg. No, off of
Keeling's leg.
Off of Keeling's leg, and turnover back to the Cougars.
Apparently this official could see that. In the last game, this other one could not see that when it got knocked off their own leg.
Walker passed to Stanton, back to Walker on the cut. Walker looking for an option. Kind of put him into a triple team there and threw it away. Mahurin over to Keeling on the right side into the corner for Aguilar. Thought about the three but dropped the ball. Back to Keeling at the top. Keeling for three, and he got it. Miller quickly to the corner for Walker. Back up top to Schumacher. Schumacher being defended by Aguilar. Over to Miller on the left side. Back to Schumacher as he resets. Finds Walker in the short corner. Walker looks for a cut, finds Stanton up top. Miller on the left, back over to Decker. Decker to Walker. Walker gets it over to Miller on the left side. Decker flashes through, pass behind him. Decker gets back to the ball. Back to Miller up top, 2:40 left in the first quarter. And Mahurin comes in and draws and commits the foul. Just a little too aggressive.
It'll be the third foul in the quarter.
Ball inbound to Schumacher, gets it to Walker. Over to Miller at the top. To Stanton into the corner for Schumacher. Looks for Walker in the short corner. Walker rises up, deflected away. Ball falls to Aguilar, Walker defending. And Aguilar is able to clear. Aguilar on the ball. Down low for Manwaring. And another 2 points on the high-low by the Eagles. Schumacher brings it up, gets it to the elbow, kicks it back to Decker. Ball deflected, Decker's able to get to it. Schumacher on the dribble, being tightly defended by Aguilar. Over to Decker on the left side. Back to Stanton at the elbow. Stanton through traffic and draws the foul. And Stanton will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, he did get smacked there. Need these 2 free throws here.
Stanton good on the first. Burns and Smith back in the game as Walker and Schumacher check out. Good on them both, 9-6 the score.
A little half-court pressure now.
Mahurin on the right side, picks up his dribble, back up top to Henderson. Down low again, Mahurin's able to recover it, gets it to 24 Eldada. Decker quickly out to Miller. Miller spins, floater, and he gets it.
Nice finish.
Keeling across, stolen away by Smith. Smith out ahead, off the glass, and that should be a goaltending. That was the slap at the backboard.
Yeah, because it
went in anyway.
definitely could have affected the ball bouncing around on the rim there.
Keeling picks up his dribble in the corner. Wild pass stolen by Burns. Burns looks ahead for Decker and just gave him too much. Turnover back to the Eagles.
It was a good job by the trap, a good steal by Burns. Just let him just a little too much. You thought Decker was faster than that.
Yeah. Into the corner for Mahurin. Back up top to Henderson. Mahurin for three, short. Smith gets the rebound into transition. Smith slows it up and dribbles it off his foot. Out of bounds back to the Eagles.
Just a few careless mistakes here that had an errant pass and then dribble it off our foot. Need to get as many shots at the bucket as we can here without turning the ball over.
Keeling with the dribble, picks it up, gets it over to number 24, Eldaba. Keeling with the long three-pointer off the back iron, strong. Rebound by Henderson. Keeling back, floater from 12 is good. And the Eagles retake the lead. Quickly up to Smith on the right side. Back to Stanton to Decker. Decker driving in, loses the handle, gets it back to Smith. Smith for three, off the backboard, and Keeling gets the backside rebound, 20 seconds to play in the first.
Yeah, they missed Burns wide open as he was cutting back door.
Keeling drives in, deflected by Decker, gets through to Mahurin, back to Keeling in the middle, and foul called on the Cougars. That's going to go on Stanton.
It's just our third, so it will not put him into bonus shooting.
Eagles inbounding, 8 seconds to play. Mahurin for three, off the back of the rim. Burns and Miller going for the same rebound and collided, and that will do it for the half. Decker almost destroys a light. If that wouldn't have hit the light, I don't know what that would have gone to.
I don't know either. It was.
All right, end of the first. After the Cougars took the 10-9 lead, they had consecutive turnovers, and Purdy was able to close out the quarter, retaking the lead with the last two baskets.
Yeah, consecutive turnovers, and then they collided on the rebound there, defensive rebound, and it went back into Purdy's hands, and they finished it to take that three-point lead then. Knew this was going to be a challenge. We've got to relax. We've had several unforced errors, and we need to just keep getting more shots, keep getting offensive rebounds.
Eagles have the arrow to start the second quarter. Max Long has subbed in the game as Stanton will sit out the start of the second. Ball quickly into Henderson at the elbow. Warren takes the three-pointer in the corner. Keeling's there for the cleanup rebound and puts it back. 5-point lead now for the Purdy Eagles.
Yeah, nobody boxed out on that.
Smith on the ball, gets it to Burns on the left side. Over to Smith on the right. Burns through traffic. Long gets the loose ball, fighting for position.
That was actually a pass.
And Long is able to get the steal back and clean it up. Manwarn for three, and he answers. 6-point lead now for the Eagles. Into the corner for Miller. Miller jump stop, floater, gets his own rebound in the paint, finds Decker down low, and can't get it to go. Keeling pulls down the board. Foul on the Cougars at the top on number 12, Decker.
Oh, it was? I thought they called that on Jaden. Well.
Mahurin over to Henderson, back for Keeling for a long three. Off the front of the rim, Decker's able to secure the rebound. Over to Burns, Burns pushing down the left side. Burns through traffic, off the backboard, and rebound pulled down by the Eagles.
Looked like he was looking for some contact there. Good job by Decker to pull down that steal.
Decker all the way to the basket and puts it in. 4-point game. Keeling up the center of the court. Over to Mahurin, quickly to Henderson. Henderson switches it back to Keeling for three from the left side. Off the back of the iron, Burns is there for the rebound. Burns pushing down the middle. Kicks it to the corner for Smith for three, and he got it.
Nice job. Way to keep pushing the ball up, and that's giving us shots. Last one was Decker driving all the way down. This time Burns drives, draws him in, kicks to the corner for Smith for a three.
Henderson at the elbow, tries to enter down low, but Decker read the pass. Steals it, gets it to Burns. Burns into the paint, kicks again to the corner for Smith. He'll take the quick three. In and out, Long there for the offensive rebound, and Long puts it back to retake the lead. Cougars 19-18.
There it is again. Burns drives to the center, kicks to the corner. They were there for the offensive rebound.
Keeling over to Mahurin on the right side. Back to Keeling. He gets the elbow, rises up. Too strong. Long comes in for the rebound. Knocked away, but right back to him. And Burns has the ball. Quickly up to Smith on the right side. Smith, runner from 10, and he puts it in.
There it is again. The push finds the open man down court, and we attack the basket.
Keeling picks up his dribble and asks for the timeout. Timeout for the Eagles, and a nice run for the Cougars.
18-12, and then it turned to 21-18 by us continuing to force the transition.
Yeah, we got into a little funk there where we were passing it around the horn with no plan.
Yeah.
And we obviously play much better when we play with pace. I think they have some subs checking in the game for the Cougars. Let's see, Schumacher, Stanton, and Walker were at the table.
Looks like Burns, Decker, and Long check out.
See if the Cougars can keep this momentum after the substitutions. Keeling at the top. Schumacher and Smith defending. Keeling picks up his dribble. Gets it to number 11. That's Grady Mahurin. Ball for Henderson. Over to Grady Mahurin. Back up to Keeling. Schumacher tightly defending. Ball screened by Henderson.
Oh, wow.
All four came to defend. Mahurin open for three. Stanton gets the loose ball rebound. Stanton pushing down the middle. Kicks it to Walker. Walker from 15. Rebound by Schumacher. Schumacher kicks it back to Miller at the top. Miller spins back to Stanton. Stanton drives into the elbow, steps through. Off the glass, it's good.
Nice step through by Stanton to finish, kissing it off the glass.
Keeling over to Mahurin on the left side. All the way across to his brother. Back to Grady for three. Short, Walker there for the rebound. Loose ball, Grady gets on the floor and knocks it away, and Mahurin for the Eagles is able to recover. Keeling into the elbow, kicks it back. 3-point shot. Walker gets a rebound, gets some traffic, able to pull it down into transition. Walker to Schumacher in the corner. Schumacher all the way across to Miller. Into the short corner for Smith. Smith finds baseline and puts it in. Cougars extend the lead to 7. Henderson with the ball, back to Keeling at the top. Over to number 13, that's Damon Mahurin, the junior. Into the short corner for Manwaring, back up top to Keeling. Henderson looks back, door for Manwaring, finds Grady Mahurin for 3, and he nails it. Stanton pushing the pace up to Walker. Walker driving baseline, looks across for Schumacher, one more to Smith. Smith drives in and draws the foul. And that's the first team foul of the quarter on the Eagles. Second on Keeling.
Just never know which bump they're going to call.
Yeah. Walker inbounding for the Cougars. Schumacher flashes up, gets position to get the inbound. Tightly being defended. Picks up his dribble all the way across to Smith. Smith rises up and gets the roll.
Jaden's hitting well tonight, which is good for us.
Keeling puts the dribble down on the left side. Schumacher defending. Aguilar with the ball, finds Henderson on the floater, and Henderson puts it in. Back to a 4-point game.
Nice job finding the soft spot in the zone there and took advantage of it.
Back to Walker at the top. Down low for Smith, and Smith can't finish this time. Rebound by the Eagles.
My bad, I spoke too soon.
Keeling at the left side, back up to the top. Over to Henderson. Switched over to Manwaring. He wants the 3. Too strong. Offense rebound goes to the Eagles. Aguilar down low.
Travel.
And Aguilar gets called for the travel. Cannon Miller subbing out of the game as Broderick Burns checks back in for the Cougars. Cougars in the half court. Walker dribbling up the middle. Aguilar tightly defending. Back to Burns. Read by Keeling, and he steals. Keeling, tough finish at the basket. And a 2-point game. Smith bringing it down the left side over to Schumacher in the corner. Schumacher puts down the dribble. Able to get the ball back, gets it over to Burns. Burns drives into the paint, rises up, deflected by Manwaring. Stanton gets a deflection but touches the end line. And out of bounds back to the Eagles. 2-point game.
Usually that's when I tell him not to do a fadeaway, but when you've got a big tall kid in there, that's the only time that he goes straight up and shoots that little jumper.
Yeah, I don't know how tall Manwaring is, but looks like he's probably 6'7" or so.
Yeah, he's significantly taller than the tallest one on our team.
Manwaring in the corner, back to Aguilar at the right side. Keeling quickly to Henderson, back to Mahurin. Mahurin for 3, and he gets it.
That was a deep one.
The Eagles retake the lead. Over to Burns on the right side, back up to Walker. Burns to Stanton at the elbow, back up to Walker. Walker steps back to reset. Under a minute to play, Walker finds Smith. Back to Walker. Walker across, deflected to Burns. Burns rises up from the elbow. Can't get it to fall. Schumacher gets the rebound, takes the shot, too strong. And Stanton gets called on the foul from behind.
A couple of good looks there by Burns and Schumacher. Just couldn't get the roll.
That's Stanton's second and the team's second here in the second quarter. Burns checking out as Logan Decker checks back in the game for the Cougars. 1-point lead for the Eagles. Keeling down low for Henderson, loose ball. Schumacher gets it. Out to Walker. Decker's out ahead. He finds him. Decker pump fakes, can't get the roll, and pulled down by 0 Wormington.
You're going to play for the last shot of the half here with a 1-point lead.
Keeling rises up from 12. Walker gets the rebound, 5 seconds to play. Walker up to Decker, and Decker puts it in right at the end of the second quarter. The Cougars retake the lead to go into halftime, 29-28. Back and forth battle so far. Some runs by both teams.
Good to finish the half with a 1-point lead there. We were down as much as 6, but we also had as much as a 5-point lead.
Let's see, it was 18-25, I believe. I believe we had a 7-point lead. All right, we'll take a halftime break here. 10 minutes on the clock, and send you through the first half recap. We'll be back for the second half. All right, we're back, ready for the start of the third quarter. Cougars have the arrow and take the inbound. Schumacher with the ball, gets it over to Walker. Boy, they sure are letting Aguilar play physical up top.
Yeah, they are definitely doing a lot of.
Stanton drives in, draws the foul, and finishes at the basket. And a nice early and one for the Cougars.
That was a nice job. But yes, our ball handler up top is getting hammered a lot.
That's the third foul on number 10, Manwaring. Stanton short on the free throw. 3-point lead for the Cougars. Aguilar out ahead. Burns picks him up. Kick to Mahurin in the right side. Back up to Henderson. Over to Keeling at the top. Burns defending. Cougars appear to be in sort of a 1-3-1. Or are they in man?
Kind of in a diamond, I think.
All the way across into the corner for Mahurin. He drives in, loses the handle, gets it back to Henderson. Into the short corner for Mahurin. Steps through with the left. Falls out, and Walker pulls down the rebound. Out to Schumacher. Over to Smith on the right side. Smith drives in, kicks it back to Walker. Walker slows it up. Over to Smith on the right side. Into Stanton at the elbow. Stanton gets triple teamed. Rises up from 12. Too strong, and rebound pulled down by Will Henderson. Quickly out ahead. Walker reaches in and pokes it away. And the Cougars steal. Walker out ahead. Pushing down the middle. Kicks it to Smith on the right side. Smith drives to the elbow. Aguilar gets from behind and steals it. Aguilar slows it up, gets it to Henderson at the top, over to Keeling. Schumacher gets a hand on the ball and gets called for the foul.
Looked like he kind of carried the ball there. Schumacher kind of tapped the ball. It kind of came up into him, and he looked like he kind of walked with it then.
Ball down low for Manwaring, and he gets fouled by Walker. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Tegan Manwaring, the senior. Too strong on the first. 3-point lead for the Cougars. 6:30 left here in the third quarter.
Cougars need to box out here.
Good on the second, 2-point game. Burns with the ball, quickly out to Smith on the right side. Back to Burns, dangerous pass, stole by Keeling. And Keeling all the way in for the dunk. Back to a tie game. Schumacher loses his footing, gets back on. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Walker. Walker backdoor for Smith. And Smith retakes the lead with the easy layup off the glass. Mahurin picks up his dribble, back to Henderson, over to Keeling at the top. Keeling takes an extra step on the jab and gets called for the travel.
Well, he made one the first half travel call, and he had to make the one right here in the third quarter.
Smith to Walker. Walker looks down, kicks it back to Burns. Burns across and makes the errant pass into the short corner. Walker was cut into the corner. And Burns will take a seat as Cannon Miller subs in the game. Eagles slowing it up. Keeling bringing it up the center. Over to Henderson into the corner for Aguilar for three. In and out. Walker, another rebound for the Cougars. Walker pushing, gets it to Miller. Miller into the paint, rises up, and gets the foul called on the floor, it looks like.
Yep.
First foul called on Aguilar. He called a push. I don't know where the push was. I saw a grab on his hand. Schumacher with the ball over to Miller on the left side. Into Schumacher looking for Stanton in the short corner. Stanton rises up, tries to go off the glass. Fights through. Smith there tries to find Stanton down low. Stanton turns, gets it off the glass, and puts it in. Four-point lead now for the for the Cougars. Henderson back to Aguilar for three in the left side. Too strong. Walker, another rebound. Up to Stanton. Stanton pushing, looking for Schumacher. Schumacher brings it down, finds Smith. Man Warren there to get the block, and into transition for the Eagles. Keeling on the ball, Schumacher tightly defending. Back to Aguilar. Eagles slowing it down, being deliberate. Aguilar over to Keeling. Step back three. Smith pulls down the board. Stanton pushing out to Miller. Keeling steps in and steals, and Keeling up ahead puts it in for two more.
Yeah, we're making those long passes. Burns got one of those straight across, and then we just made another one there. Stanton, it's just a bad angle to pass at that. And Keeling's doing a good job of anticipating those passes and stealing them.
Smith for three. Too strong. Miller there on the backside gets the rebound, enters the short corner for Walker. Walker tries to throw it over the 6'8" Man Warren, and it's easily stolen. Keeling through traffic. Can't get the roll, and into transition for the Cougars. Walker out ahead. Aguilar reaches in, again fouls and no call. Finds Stanton on the cut as he steals it from the pass to Schumacher. And Keeling steps through. Smith commits the foul. Keeling will go to the line to try to tie the game. Timeout by the Cougars. See if we can't regroup here with 3:29 left in the third quarter. Keeling at the line to try to tie it up. He's got several transition opportunities here in this third quarter. Haven't seen Decker yet here in the third.
No, they only have done the one sub. Burns had those couple turnovers. They put Miller in for him.
Keeling good on the first. 1 point game. Too strong on the second. Stanton gets the rebound. Out to Walker. Walker through the middle, slows it up, gets it Stanton at the elbow. Stanton has the shot from 10, gets his own rebound, puts it back and draws the foul. And let's see who they're going to call this on. There's three guys there. Foul call on Man Warren, number 10. That's his fourth.
Huh. Yeah, I wasn't sure who they were going to go with on that either.
Stanton makes the first, back to a 2 point game. Gets them both. 3 point lead for the Cougars. Cougars in a half court trap. Keeling walking it up the left side. Picks up the dribble right at the timeline. Gets it over to Mahurin. Mahurin at the right wing. Into the corner for Man Warren. Down low for Will Henderson, and he's able to get the basket off the glass.
Yeah, they did a nice job of cutting it in there.
Ball to Stanton, flip to Walker. Over to Schumacher on the left side. Back up top to Walker. Into Stanton at the elbow, looks down low for Schumacher. And turnover back to the Eagles.
Decker checks in for Smith.
Keeling up to Mahurin. Back to Keeling on the right side. Down low, stolen by Stanton to Walker. Out to Decker. Decker with the floater and puts it in. And back to a 3 point lead. Keeling quickly out. Picks up his dribble, trapped in the corner. gets it over to Henderson. Stanton reaching in, and jump ball is the call. Eagles have the arrow.
Looking for a towel. A little sweatiness going on over there.
I don't know if that's intentionally the play. I sure wouldn't think it would be, but Keeling several times has just crossed half court, picked up his dribble, and made
that's exactly what they teach you not to do normally.
Yeah, now the Verona did that a lot last year, and this is the coach from Verona, so maybe that is a part of their strategy. Keeling over to Mahurin on the left side. Walker comes up to tightly defend. Mahurin picks up his dribble, gets doubled, and throws it off of Walker's foot out of bounds. Will stay Eagles ball on the end line. Burns and Smith checking in as Schumacher and Walker will take a breather. Henderson inbounding for the Eagles. Into Mahurin in the left corner. Decker gets a hand on it and steals. Decker out ahead, and he lays it in. Decker with 2 transition buckets. Trap, Keeling gets it over to Mahurin. To the top for Henderson. Henderson's able to handle it at the elbow. Into the paint, spins. Back to the younger Mahurin, into the corner for Keeling. Burns defending. Keeling's looking to go baseline. Miller read it and got a hand on it, couldn't control it out of bounds to the Eagles.
Good man-to-man defense, not giving up that baseline, and forced him out of bounds. He either had to get rid of it or step out. And Miller did a good job cutting off that long pass along the baseline then.
Aguilar back in the game for the Eagles. Henderson looking for an option inbound. Gets it Mahurin in the corner. Short, Smith gets the rebound. Out to Decker. Decker pushing. Aguilar cuts him off. Finds Stanton at the elbow. Stanton drives in. Reverse layup is good. Now a 7-point lead for the Cougars. Decker tightly defending on Keeling. Keeling pushing through traffic. Drives into the elbow, rises up from 15, and he nails it. Burns with the ball on the left side. Back to Stanton at the wing. Stanton finds Burns at the elbow. And Burns, I guess he was anticipating Miller cutting in. Just throws it to nobody, back to the Eagles. Mahurin.
That time he should have just rose up and shot it.
Yeah, maybe he second-guessed himself when he was in the air. All the way across to Mahurin for 3. Off the front of the rim, Miller gets the rebound.
Ooh.
Number 0, Wormington's able to deflect it, but back to the Cougars. Smith on the left, nice dribble move, rises up from 15. Off the back iron, second bounce, loose ball, falls to the Eagles. 24 seconds to play here in the third quarter. 5-point game. The senior, number 23, Carter Keeley, inside to Henderson. And foul called on the shot. Henderson will go to the line. Is that on Burns?
We'll see here. Yep.
Called on Burns. That's his second. 4th team foul on the Cougars here in the third quarter. Short on the first free throw. Jaden Smith subs out for the last 15 seconds of the quarter as Jace Walker subs back in. Henderson too strong on the second. Loose ball. Stanton's able to save it to Walker. Good find by Stanton behind the back pass. Back to Stanton at the top. 10 seconds to play.
Oh.
Ball loose on the floor. Stanton fighting for possession. Mahurin gets on at 2.8 seconds. They call a timeout. I'm not sure about if that's the best decision there, but they did get the timeout.
2.8, they got to run quite a play here. Stanton just didn't anticipate that double team coming when he tried to do that spin dribble.
For this 2.8, we'll go to our last minute clock. That timeout was granted to the Eagles, so they have 3 timeouts remaining.
Can't give up anything easy here. They don't have a whole lot of time, so.
Henderson inbounding for the Eagles. Finds Mahurin. 1 second left. Mahurin takes the shot, gets the front of the rim, but can't get it to fall. And that will do it for the third quarter. Well, an exciting back and forth game.
Yeah. At least we outscored them by 4 that quarter with a 5-point lead now instead of a 1-point lead. We have spurts where it looks like we could really lengthen it out, and we just have bad passes. Sometimes looks like we're second guessing ourselves. We're playing a little hesitant here.
Yeah, they're giving us a lot of on-ball pressure. And maybe getting caught up a little bit on that pressure. Yeah, if Mahurin would have just let that become a jump ball, we would have had to use our arrow with a second left. Anyway, the Cougars have the arrow to start the fourth quarter. Mahurin didn't call the timeout. One of the Eagles players did, but
gotcha.
Nice hustle play by Mahurin to get on the floor. All right, fourth quarter underway. Walker to Decker on the right wing. Decker puts down the dribble, gets it to Burns. Burns back to the top. Over to Miller. Back to Burns to reset. Finds Burns at the elbow, drives through, and Burns puts it in.
That was a set play. Looked like they came out and ran. It wasn't quite going according to plan at the beginning.
Walker gets the steal, gets pushed. That could be an intentional foul.
They're not going to get it. They did at least get the foul.
Third foul on Carter Keeling. First of the quarter on the Eagles.
Big man, 10's back in. He's playing with 4 fouls here.
Walker inbounds, dangerous pass to Burns, gets it to Stanton. Back to Walker to reset. Into Stanton at the elbow. Stanton from 8 feet, kicks it back to Burns. Burns drives in, finds Decker down low. Ooh. Blocked from behind by Keeling.
It was a good look. I think they were just not quite thinking they were going to get blocked from behind. Deep 3. Oh.
Man Warren there on the follow, the air ball pass.
That's just one of those being in the right place at the right time.
Stanton from 15 gets his own rebound, pound dribble with the left, and puts it in. Back to a 7-point lead.
Stanton to attack his own miss there. I think he knew as soon as he released it, it didn't feel right. He went right after it.
Trap in the corner, another timeout called by the Purdy Eagles.
This one's at least stopping before they get right across half court.
Yeah, you'd think that's where you'd want to stop in the backcourt.
Because then you could always diagonal pass it back over on the other side. But their guy's not lining up. He's staying at the wrong angle for him, and he really should stay behind. You're supposed to stay behind the ball until you get across half court, and then you got to get your angle so you're back into the front side of it. But their off-ball help is not giving their guy a very good angle to make that pass. They're spread out, but if he would make that long pass over there, they could easily dribble it across half court then.
It will be the Eagles' ball in the backcourt. I don't see where the ref is, but oh, there he is. Okay,
yeah,
he's behind the score table.
He was hiding.
All right, back to the action. Cougars drop back into a 2-3. Mahurin open for three, and he hits it. Cougars fall asleep on the inbound and give up an easy shot. Decker back to Burns. Burns picks up his dribble, looks for an option, finds Walker up top. Over to Decker. Decker finds Walker cutting at the elbow. Over to Burns in the corner, baseline drive, steps through, flip to Stanton, and Stanton, nice soft touch with his left. Quickly out ahead by the Eagles. Mahurin in the corner, picks up his dribble. Dangerous pass stolen away by Decker. Decker quickly out ahead and puts it in. That explosiveness by Decker.
Got that speed and can get up at the rim.
Henderson quickly over to Mahurin on the right side. Trap comes.
Ooh,
Mahurin fumbled the ball, gets it to Keeling. Off the front of the rim, Miller on the backside pulls down the rebound.
May have got away with a step there whenever.
Stanton finds Decker. Across to Walker. Walker pass fake, goes baseline, back up top to Miller. Miller thought about it, finds Decker from 10, and he nails it. 10-point lead now for the Cougars. Aguilar on the left side. Trap comes. Henderson at the top. Over to Keeling. Rises up from 15. Too strong. Stanton there for the rebound. Stanton dribbles out through the middle. Finds Burns on the left side. Burns rises up from 12. And just a little short. Henderson's there for the rebound. Out to Mahurin. Back to Henderson on the right side. Down low for Warren, and the Cougars just lost sight of him. Easy bucket, back to an 8-point lead. The Cougars want a timeout. Max Long, Ben Schumacher, and Jaden Smith at the table to check in. We'll have to wait till after the timeout to see who they're subbing in for. I have that as the Cougars' first time out of the game. Eagles with 2 remaining. The explosive plays by Decker have been really fun to watch. We were talking about this before Logan Decker joined the team, but we knew that with Decker, the trap becomes so much more effective because he's so good at reading that kind of a free safety position. And he's got a lot of those on the backside. We're waiting for him to just put down that two-handed jam, though.
Yeah, he's been holding back on us.
All right, so the Cougars have the ball in the backcourt after the timeout. Let's see who's in the game for the Cougars. It's going to be a break for Miller, Stanton, and Burns. In the game, Walker and Decker, along with Schumacher, Smith, and Long. Max Long had a nice run in the second quarter. Hasn't been in since then. Schumacher dribbles in, kicks it to Decker at the elbow. Decker step through and puts it off the glass. Nice finish by Logan Decker.
Logan Decker's come up with quite a few points here this game. I think he's got double digits now.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Cougars. Mahurin picks it up at the elbow, back to Henderson, all the way across. Stolen by Walker. Walker down the left side, spins, rises up, and well defended by the Eagles. Back to Keelan, he wants the three. Off the front of the rim, Walker pulls down another rebound. Henderson on the backside deflects it away, and it will stay Cougars ball.
.24 checks in.
Eagles decide to pick up in full court. I think that's the first time they've pressed this game. Walker quickly up to Decker. Decker rises up and too strong off the glass. Loose ball, Smith gets a hand on it. Goes out of bounds, will stay. Actually, it's going to go to the Eagles. Stanton checking back in for the Cougars after a short breather. Max Long back out of the game. 4 minutes to play here in the fourth. 10-point lead for the Cougars. Aguilar on the, I'm sorry, that's number 24, Aldaba on the left side. Over to Mahurin. Back up top to Henderson. Henderson for a deep three, and he hit it. Ball up to Stanton at the top. Finds Decker on the cut. Decker kicks it to the corner for Smith. He wants the three. Rims out. Henderson with the rebound, looking to push in transition. Keeling down the left side. Through the middle. Stanton gets a hand on the ball. Gets called for the foul.
Be the first foul against the Cougars this period.
That call was actually on Jaden Smith. Back into Keeling at the top. Tries to turn. Gets it to Mahurin into the short corner for Henderson. Stanton deflects it away. Henderson back to the ball. Stanton deflects again. And out of bounds will stay Eagles ball underneath. Each team with one foul here in the fourth quarter. 3:14 to play. Henderson looking for an option. Throws it right to Decker. Decker, good hands into transition. He runs all the way through, loses control of the ball. And foul called on Keeling as he swept in from behind. That is Keeling's fourth foul. Decker had lost control of the ball, it looked like, and Keeling kind of swept into and picked up a cheap foul. Schumacher kicks it to the corner for Stanton. Decker there on the follow and puts it in. Decker have a game.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Henderson with the ball up top. Over to Aldaba. Schumacher defending on Keeling. Picks up his dribble. Across to Mahurin, one more to Henderson. He wants another deep three. Too strong. Walker with another rebound. Walker pushing down the left side. Finds Schumacher in the corner. He'll take the three. And he got it.
Schumacher was set up that time nicely.
12-point lead, largest lead of the game for the Cougars. Keeling too strong. Rebound goes to Smith. Smith has an edge, rises up from 8. Too short. Stanton there gets the offense rebound. Back to Smith, all the way across to Walker. Walker will reset. Over to Decker on the right side. Into Walker at the elbow, turnaround jumper. Seemed a little unnecessary, but Keeling did a good job of drawing that foul on Stanton. That could have easily been
went the other way.
Yeah. All right, 2 minutes to play. Cougars stretching out the lead. Keeling rises up from 18, too strong. Schumacher comes in for the rebound. Over to Walker on the left side. Walker into the backcourt.
Looks like he dribbled the ball in the backcourt. That should have been a violation.
Stanton puts it in. Yeah, it sure looked like Walker dribbled it right on the line. I'm not sure what the ref saw there. Schumacher comes and gets the steal. And now a 14-point lead, 1:25 to play. Walker up to Stanton. Whistle on the floor to, I couldn't see who the second digit was. Was it 24?
Yes.
Foul called on Daniel Aldaba, the freshman. Cannon Miller back in the game as Logan Decker takes a seat with some applause from the crowd. Logan Decker, huge game for the Cougars. Walker looks down low for Miller, gets it to Schumacher, to Smith. Smith rises up from 10 feet and puts it in.
Yeah, good look. Wide open little jumper there. Finishes it off.
Mahurin picks up his dribble, finds Keeling. Schumacher defending, Keeling into the paint, tough shot. Backside rebound by Wormington, and he puts it in with the reverse layup. Ball in. Foul called on number 3, J.J. Aguilar, on the inbound. That's the fourth foul of the quarter on the Eagles. Walker looking for an option, finds Stanton. Stanton out ahead to Smith. Can he dunk it here? Wormington came to defend, and Eagles pulled down the rebound. Cross-court pass all the way to Aguilar in the corner. Keeling for a deep three off the front of the rim. Long rebound. Keeling gets it back. Under 30 to play. Keeling looking to go baseline. Puts the dribble down. Back to Mahurin at the top. Aguilar on the left side. Mahurin for a deep three. And he got it. 10 seconds to play. Walker smartly lets some clock run before he inbounds, and that's the 5th foul. Schumacher will go to the line for some bonus free throws. Schumacher short on the first.
Mass substitutions with 9 seconds left.
9.1 on the official clock. Schumacher can't get either to fall. Ball across court. 3-point shot for the Eagles. Stanton pulls down the rebound, and that will do it for the game. 11-point victory for the Cougars. That doesn't tell the whole story. Back and forth battle, but Cougars made a couple nice runs, able to close it out at the end with a flurry.
By far not our prettiest game. A lot of ugliness there, but way to put together a win. Come back after the last loss there we had.
All right, the Cougars will be back in action Thursday at home against Pierce City. And then again on Friday against Exeter. That will be an away game back in this part of the country. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We'll close out with the second half recap. And we'll see you next time.